Hey there, guys. Welcome back. So I know I've already uploaded my town spring EDC, and I'm going to do my ranch spring EDC. Some things have changed from the winter one. I wouldn't say a whole hell of a lot, but mainly stuff that I do swap out, just depending on the day. So starting off, let's go clothing. Spring is kind of the most kind of volatile weather, I'll say. You can have some days that are really hot. You can have some days that are cold. You can have some days that are rainy. You can go for dry spells. You can have major storm systems. So things do switch out. So starting off, most of the time, short sleeve, button up. Um, again, if it does get a little cooler, I'll throw on a vest or a long sleeve or something like that. Jeans and boots as always, and then the hat for now. Yeah, I need a haircut. For now, I'm still wearing my felts. This here's my work hat. It's the Stetson Buffalo 4X Broken Bow. Later in spring, after Easter hits, if it gets warm enough to, I'll switch to my straw. I typically like wearing my felts as long as possible. When it comes to working, I don't really follow felt and straw season. It's whatever the weather dictates. So, moving on, going round pockets like we normally do. First off, front left-hand pocket. Usually have my phone in there. Every now and then I'll have my utility knife in there. I am right-handed, but I keep it in my left just out of habit. When I go to town, I typically have a defensive knife on my right along with my gun. So left is just a great place to keep it. But I also keep a lighter, and I know some people are going to argue about Bix. Look, y'all, this isn't an emergency fire starter around here. All right, if I need to burn paracord or something like that, I don't have to hold down the striker on it. So I like them. Back left hand pocket, pistol mag for whatever I'm carrying that day. We'll get to that here in a sec. Back right hand, I have my wallet. Always have just my wallet back there. Front right hand, that is the other place where, and you'll see why here in a moment. Today, that is where I'm actually keeping my knives at. So let's talk about a couple of the pocket knives I do carry in my pockets. Here recently, it has mainly been these two. It is the Buck 744 Sovereign, which I did a review on late last year, and then the CRKT Pilar 4, which I just did a review on. I love these knives. They both have really nice points there. They both feel great in the hands. The button lock is a bit stronger of a lock, I've heard, but I do like how grippy the Freya. I think it's the micarta is on this here. So these are the two that I carry the most nowadays. Moving on up to, we'll go shirt pockets because I now carry stuff in those more often. We have my earbuds. Always have my earbuds on me. I can hear calls coming in from my boss. I can listen to music and stuff while I work. And then I keep the Lumore flashlight. Did a review on this a little while ago. Just keep that up here in the pocket as well. Going over to belt. Right now, I am filming a revisiting video on the Uncle Henry Mini Pro Hunter, and I have it in a Kydex sheath that I made. Now that I can make Kydex sheaths, there are a lot of knives that come with not so great sheaths, or the sheath gets torn up, that I can make sheaths for now and carry. So I'm carrying this one right now. Obviously, sometimes I'll go back to the classic, the little Swiss Tech leash. Did a review on that. This is an awesome little knife. The other two that I'm going to try carrying as well, I've also made Kydex sheaths here for. This one here, I don't have a model number. It came in one of those Christmas gift sets. I cut myself really bad with this one, so needless to say, it's not one of my favorites. Now, but if you're a knife guy, you know that if you get cut real bad by a knife, you got to master the knife. So, but that, and I love the feel of this knife. It's a pretty good hunting knife. Got that in a Kydex sheath. And I take back, I did not personally make these here. These are what I was taught on. So the part-time hand here knew how to make them. He made this one for me. I then asked him how to make, or to show me how to make a sheath. He made this one for the sharp finger, which I like them. The one thing that I will say is I need to work on how I space out these eyelets, and I need to get more of these loop fasteners in. But he showed me how to make this one. This one here is the first one I made, and it was a piece that while he was showing me, we got distracted and we accidentally overheated, so it kind of got a little bit deformed. But so this here was made out of scrap, but I think it still turned out pretty nice. It holds it really well. All right, so moving on from there, if I'm not carrying a fixed blade, then typically on my belt I will have a pocket knife. And the reason is, as much as I love pocket clips, they're actually terrible for working outdoors because they catch on a lot of stuff. I've lost many knives using them. Hell, there's some days I don't even use the pocket clip on them anymore. At least whenever I'm out working on the ranch. When I go to town, obviously I will. But I always keep another knife on my belt. I've gone to carrying less slip joints. If I do carry a slip joint, it's like my Rough Rider R008, which I should have brought out here, but it's the one that I've shown in my previous videos, the black one that has the half stop. And the reason that I don't carry many slip joints anymore is because they can close on your hand. Now, I've never actually really had that happen hardly. I think I had it happen when I was 16 sharpening one of them. But I was watching some other ranching videos, and they all stress the importance of a locking blade. So the Baron Son Cowhand carry a lot. It is a lockback design, and I have it in this sheath here. I've done a review on this. I've done a revisiting. I love this little knife. The other one is my Buck 110, which I wasn't always a fan of carrying, but I have a pretty decent sheath for it now. The original sheath, by the way, there's nothing wrong with it. It flopped around and got caught. This one here holds tight to the body because it's a pancake. I'm even looking at some that don't have this and is maybe a little less bulky. But also, if you remember my revisiting video, I put the thumb stud on there. So it's very easy one-hand opening now. Which is another very important thing to me, is being able to one-hand open. It's another reason I don't carry many slip joints as my main knife. Again, every now and then as a backup, but in an emergency situation, you need to be able to get to your knife one-handed. That's why I like fixed blades. That's why I like, most locking knives have either the hole there, or they have the thumb studs, or they'll have the little flipper at the back. I love carrying those because I can get to them one-handed very easily. But going from there, the only other thing I carry on my belt is a firearm. Now, most of the time, as y'all know, around the ranch, I carry a 1911. I like the 45. If I have to, unfortunately, put an animal down, I know this here will do it in one shot. But I got to be honest with y'all, though. I have started going back to carrying a 9 around the ranch a lot more with my SIG here. Now, obviously, I won't carry in the waistband. I'll carry on the waistband. But this here's my P365. I put a 17-round Magpul mag in so I can get a full grip on it. And the reason that I carry this one a little bit more often now is, one, I don't really have to put an animal down that often. If I do, I know it'll take a couple shots with this, but I prefer the 45 for it. However, with it being spring, it's going to be, hopefully, raining a lot. If it doesn't, we're going into a drought, which I definitely don't want. But this one here is mainly polymer. Obviously, you got metal in the slide and the mag lock there, and then the takedown lever and all that. But a lot of it's polymer, so I don't have to worry about rust as much. Also, there's less exposed pieces of the internal workings, if that makes sense. So like on this here, really the only thing that get possibly gunked up is trigger and right in there, which, by the way, I've never had this thing get gunked up real bad. My 1911, I've never had it gunked up so much that I couldn't use it. But it does take a considerable amount of more maintenance, because in addition to the slide here, you have everything that can get down into the hammer and the trigger as well. This one here is way easier to maintenance. So if I do get caught in the rain and it does start to rust on the few metal pieces, very easy to clean. If this gets a little bit of rust on it, it does take a considerable amount more to clean. But with that being said, again, this here is pretty much only when it's raining. Or like on the weekends, all I do is I do feedings and I count cows and make sure all the animals are okay. After that, I pretty much leave the ranch and immediately go to town with my wife. And in that case, a lot of times I'll just already have this ready to go to town. But most of the time, Still good old 1911 Ford Ranch carry. As far as my 38, which I've shown a couple times, sometimes I'll carry it. Mainly though, that is I finally got my wife to start carrying into town, and that's what she'll carry most of the time. So we typically just leave that for her to throw in her purse if she needs to go somewhere. But yeah, that there is my Spring Ranch EDC. Oh, and then keys. Always have my keys on me in case I got to leave in a hurry. But yeah, that's my Spring Ranch EDC. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe for more content. Let me know down below what y'all think I need to add and what you overall thought of this. Hope God blesses you and your family, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.